Okay, this is a movie and TV review. This a lot of people have already seen this, but if you have missed it, it's Ex Machina. It's basically about a prototype of an AI female created, and basically the guy gets another guy in there to see how smart she actually is and how human she actually is, and it shows her genius in the movie that she's way beyond any of the other AIs that they had created in the past. It's a great movie. It was nominated, and it's really, really interesting scientifically. So it's definitely a great watch. Then this one you might have missed is A Fighter, which is really a great film. Basically about two Irish boys. Um, they grew up in Massachusetts, and they were both boxers. Well, it was during a period where the older brother was training his younger brother. It was about the Ward family, Mickey Ward, and his older brother, and it just really is good. I mean, as far as the boxing scenes, it's not Rocky. It's got more of a storyline to it. But if you missed it, it's definitely worth a watch. Okay, now one of my favorite TV shows, which you have to go to the library because it's so old, and you got to lower your resolution down on your flat screen TV. But Friday Night Lights basically is one of the best shows that I've ever seen. I binge watched it. You can get it for free at the library, and it's just a great film. And it shows basically how the community comes together, and everybody within that community is important, and it brings you back to a time that really was an enjoyable time. Where everything really was involved around the community. They were all stars within themselves within the community. And that's what I think made Friday Night Lights such a great show. Now, here is a very old movie. This one is called Punchline. You know what? They don't make any movies about comedy, about comics. But this movie definitely was a great film. I mean, it showed the adversities of sadness within the comics, and the sadness almost really was what made them be able to be great comics. And it's just basically a thing about Sally Field being a housewife trying to be a comic, and she's not doing a good job, but Tom Hanks is just naturally a genius at comedy. But his parents want him to not flunk out of medical school, which is really what he was worrying about, which he did flunk out of medical school. But it just shows a relationship between the two where she helps him out because he helped her out. Because the reality was there was a big contest at the end of the show, but the thing of it was I don't want to give it away, but Tom Hanks needed it. He flunked out of medical school. He needed, to win this contest. Where Sally Field, in the end, you think she's greedy and all that stuff after bombing on stage for a year, and then Tom Hanks taught her how to open up and do comedy. That's all she ever wanted. She didn't care about winning a contest or being on the Carson show, or she didn't care about that. She just wanted to stand up in front of people and make them laugh. That was it. And her family was the most important to her. But just the ability to make people laugh doesn't matter if you're successful. To Sally Field, that's all she needed. And it just gives a great ending, a family feeling, And it's a great film, even though it's really old. Definitely got to lower the resolution to 460 and maybe darken the screen a little bit for this one. That's my movie review.